Hello, my friends. Amy with Campbell Creations, and today I am designing with my GGC Treasure Bag. I did receive both bags, and the one that I'm designing with today from the Ocean Tides collection is the Shore Edition, and I'm really excited about this. I have designed this a few different times, and I just keep thinking, oh, I want to do this and this and this and this. Well, we're just going to roll with it today. We are going to knock it out, and I'm really, really excited about this process. So it is going to be a triple strand necklace, and we'll make a pair of earrings. I have not designed the earrings. Usually I design one of them. Nope. We're going to design those together. And what I'm using for the bead wire for two of those strands is Soft Flex Bone Color in medium. Love this stuff. So I have one strand here cut to 20 inches. The other one is cut to about 10, 11 inches, okay? So the third strand that's going to be for this is links. And actually, I think we're going to start with that today. Now, before we jump into it, I'm using a whole lot, right? You see a whole lot going on here, and it's exciting. So from the bag, we are using the beautiful link. So I have that link that we're pulling in, and it's going to be pulled in with this gorgeous little pendant. We're using the 4mm clear beads, we're using these lanterns, we're using both of the barrels, and with these barrels, I've used all but one of each of those. So I was like, I can't use them for the earrings because I only have one of each. That'll be all right, we'll figure something out. Okay, so I have those out. These are fun. These are going to be what we're using first because they're going to be in that linked layer. And aren't those just so beautiful? I love the crackle that's in these. These are imitation little gemstones or glass, and I love them. Pulling those in. We are. We're pulling a couple of these in. Okay, I pulled out a couple of the light in that mix that came in the box. So we're pulling a couple of those. I have some of the bicones that we're pulling in. We're pulling in some of those spacers. Also the chain. We'll pull in that chain and the lobster claw clasp. Now, what I am pulling in is a few things that are needed, like a bunch of bead caps, always. Okay, let me set this aside here. I'm going to set this over here, and then, oh, I'll talk about that wire too. I'm pulling in, so with these, it's that beautiful kind of Casey gold. It's that 18 karat gold look that this whole vibe is going for in this bag, and I love it. It's my favorite. And so I'm pulling in, we have here the 4mm. I'm pulling in some of the 3mm from my stash, and those I get from Hobby Lobby, right? Just from Hobby Lobby. Pulling those in. I'm pulling in some of my 1.5mm crimp tubes. Those are smaller than the #1 crimps, but I am also pulling in some #1 crimps, specifically with these little head pins I have out. I have a bunch of bead caps. All of these bead caps except for these two. Nope. These, and these did not come from Litha Studios, but these other ones did, as well as these little spacers. She gifted these to me. So Erin with Litha Studios had sent me a big thank you because so many of you have went to her Etsy store and gobbled up some of her goodies, and she sent me a thank you with all sorts of good fun stuff. These were some of the things she had sent. She sent me a bunch of baby bead caps, and then she sent me these. They may have changed my life. Okay. She knew what she was doing. She sent me things that she knew I would go crazy about, and of course I'd be talking about because you guys are going to want these too. I have since went to her Etsy shop and I have bought all the color tones in these, and she has them all. She has gunmetal and silver and gold and antique bronze, and these are copper. These are just phenomenal. I love them. We're going to do something special with these today, and they are going to be where we're starting. Okay, so the link strand. Typically I start with the longest strand and work my way up, but because this is a little bit involved and because I'm going to need to do this in order to, it's going to be part of the focal for the primary strand. So we're going to start there. Am I missing anything? Wire. So for these links, I have some 24 gauge wire in gold out, and I have these cut to like 3.5, 4 inches. Let's see. 3.5 inches. Okay. I have several of these out because we're going to make some links together. And then up here, you're going to see I have another piece of wire. This is cut to about 6 or 7 inches, and this is 26 gauge wire in gold. I don't know for sure if we're going to be using this, but I'm thinking we might. So let's go ahead and keep that out. I think we're caught up. Let's dig in. I'm excited to use these links. They are giving the pop that I need because we are mixing metals, as you see. I'm going to be using that beautiful KC gold color, 18 karat gold plated color, as well as antique copper. The two of them together are like magical for me. So I hope you love it. I hope you love it. Here we go. So with these links, with these, I wanted, just in case it flipped, I wanted to double these up. So I want to put these together. That way, if something happens and it flips, whatever the case, you're covered and you don't have the back side of something. That was one reason. The other reason is because we're going to embellish it. And the way that we're going to embellish it is, I had these links together and I was like, oh, what would be cool is if there was a little dot of gold right in the middle there. That would be so good. And so I was like, oh, I don't want to take, I don't want to do this or this. I was almost thinking about taking my 3mm bead caps and gluing them. So I was thinking, well, I could put those on there with a little dot of glue and that would look cute, right? And it does. It looks really cute. It gives that little pop. But then I thought, nope. What gives a pop best is a ball head pin. So is that not so good? Here's what we're going to do. This is going to be super easy. I thought of a couple different ways to do this, and I was like, hello, I'm bringing out some number 1 crimps. And I just realized as well, I need to get out some copper jump rings, so we'll do that here in a minute. Let me get out a pair of pliers. And so what I'm going to be doing for this is I'm popping this through, and I'm going to do it on both sides. Okay, so all of these we're going to do real quick. And I'm going to pop a number 1 crimp on, and then the way I'm doing it is, see how I'm just kind of holding it like this? It holds it straight up, it holds it exactly where I want it to be, and allows me to do this crimp process that I'm going to do. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, make sure it's all the way down at the base, try to get that head pin right in the middle, and crimp it. Now when I crimp it initially, see it looks good and crimped, but I want to make sure on both sides that that is squeezed so that it stays nice and tidy and secure. And then this is our result. I think it's beautiful. So let's trim that off. Let's knock out a few of these and then we'll start putting them together. Because with this method, yeah, so these are 18 karat gold plated head pins because they gave the color I was looking for, And so anyways, let's knock these all out. And that one, it looks like I had a little bit loose, so I'm going to be more conscious of that. Pop this on. Put that on. I'm just squeezing on both of those sides. I don't want to break my crimp tube, obviously, but I want it to be nice and crimped on both sides. Okay. These can be just knocked out lickety-split. And to put them together, it's just super simple too. We're just going to put them together with some jump rings. When I was unboxing this, I was immediately thinking about this metal combo because, with the richness of, those rosalines, those kind of color tones, oh yeah, it is absolutely perfect for a gold and copper combo. I was trying to think the other day. I'm like, when's the last time I've designed and made something that wasn't mixed metals? Because honestly, you guys, I don't think at the beginning of every design, I'm going to mix the metals. No, 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 no. It just happens, you see. It just happens. I love it. I think it is so beautiful. I think mixing metals pulls out the positives of each of those metal tones. That contrast just really works for me and what I think when I'm designing. And this one is one of my favorites. This screams to me rustic, like that vintage, rustic, elegant kind of feel. Super simple here. And you know, if you wanted to, it's up to you. See, that one isn't all the way down in there. See, I'm talking instead. I might redo that one. I didn't have him all the way down there at all. That one could have took my eye out. I tell you. Grab a couple more. I have a couple up here, I believe. Yep, I do. Oh, I don't think I wanted to use these. These are real tough stuff. Oh, real tough stuff. Let's see here. Oh, there's one up here. Yeah, there's one that's like those. I think I might need one more anyways, right? We'll see. And actually, I might keep two of these out. I don't know. I don't know for sure on our earrings if we're going to be utilizing these or not. And so, you know, we can make a couple more if we need to when the time comes. But I already have some of these made up and linked, and I'll bring those in once we get done with this process. That way you can see this process, see how it flows, and then we can bring in the other part that I've already put together. There we go. So I know I'm going to need, yeah, I am going to need one more. Okay. So I'm just kind of holding on to it, making sure I'm pushed all the way down and squeezing real good. Make sure I don't have big gaps on either side of my head pin. Woo! I should hold on to that one better. Okay, so we have those in here. Those are good. So now let me get out my jump rings that I forgot, because I do want those to be that copper, so it kind of flows in with those little links. Okay, and I'll use these little 4mm. And I love these jump rings because you see, even though I unclip this, I can't just open it. It also has, you know, little connections on each side. I'll link this below. I love these. These are my favorite. I also have them in KC Gold, and I'm ordering them in all of the others because I'm replacing all of them with these. So we're just going to connect these together. So let's get out another pair of pliers. Let's knock that out. And actually, I might wait actually, because I can link those when I'm using the other portion of the link. So we're going to set these aside. Okay, so these are good. Those are done. Let's bring these out. And for these, I'm pulling these little guys in. Okay, and I'm gonna need, I think, at least 3 more of these. Okay, I have some made on the side, but so let's put 3 of these together, and I'm gonna be using these little 3mm with them. So of course you see all the bead caps I have out. We're definitely using these bead caps, but for these links I wanted them simple. I wanted them simple. I had something specific in mind, And here we go. So these are cut to 3.5 inches. And I'm bringing my round nose pliers. I'm going to come about to the halfway point. Okay, give or take a little bit, it's just fine. And anywhere up here is going to be good. You could mark yours, but that's kind of my sweet spot because I like the little bitty stuff anyways. So we're going to start our link there. Okay, so I'm going to do a little wrap loop. And when I'm rolling this wrap loop, I want to be easy on this wire because we're going to use it more than just for the wrap loop. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to do just a few little wraps. Make sure this is all the way down so that you're holding on to it good. You could even bring in your other pliers and use it instead, right? But it's just so easy. I think I'm only going to do a couple. Let me look. Nope, I'm going to do 3. Because that's what the other ones are. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do 3 and I'm going to stop there. Now, with this, it's okay that I have this little bend down here at the bottom, but I don't want that to be too much because I want to use some of that. So should have been a little more cautious. I say, hey, be cautious when you're doing these, and then I'm just like doing my thing. I may not even need it all, but just to be sure, I don't want it to be too wonky. Okay, so with this, I'm going to come in with just one of our little spacers, a little rondelle, and another spacer. That's all. That's all I want on here. See that little pop that it gives, and it kind of nestles down into that little divot that's in that rondelle. I like that a lot. Now I want both of these to be the same way. Okay, so I want them to go in the same direction. Come in here, we'll make a wrap loop on the other side, and hopefully I won't, mess up my little guy there. Okay, it's just these 3 little wraps down here to the very end. Okay, so when I come down here to the 3rd, I'm going to stop this. When I get down here to the 3rd, I'm going to wrap around partially, because this is my method. I like to do it with my hands somewhat. So I'm going to come partially around, and then I'm going to bring this the rest of the way around with my finger and my little pliers. And I just want it to wrap around that bead. Okay, and that's a little short on that side, but I think we'll be able to get it. And I just want this to wrap one time around my wrap that's already there, right? I think it is too short. Cheers for the first one. How about that? Yeah, it is too short. All right, no worries. We're gonna start on the second one. So I'm gonna come in here about halfway to about the halfway point. Actually, let me change this. Actually, I'm gonna change this to 4 inches, you guys. These I'm realizing are the ones I had cut before I changed my mind. Smart. Okay, give me one sec. I was thinking to myself, how did I get that to where it wouldn't, because you know me, I like to have a little extra. So that's why I hadn't cut the ones for this. I had made them, the ones that's made already, and then I grabbed the ones I had pre-cut before. Okay, so we're gonna make those about 4. And we'll start out with 3. I know I need 3 of them. I'll go ahead and use up the wire that I pulled out. Okay. let's do this now. So I'm going to come in here with my round nose. I'm going to go about halfway down, give or take a little is just fine. Okay, find your little sweet spot. You choose. I want mine to be small because I am using jump rings. Okay, and we're going to do a wrap loop. And I'm wanting to be easy with this wire. We're going to do 3 little wraps. And then when we get down to the end of our third, I'm going to leave that there, okay? So this is the time where if you have any gaps, if you have anything going on, you can fix it here. Mine looks okay for this one. And all we're going to do for this is one of these little 3mm. Look at them. You see how they have that little ripple on them? I like that a lot. And how they set perfectly in the little groove of that rondelle. Yep, that's good stuff. Okay, I'm going to make a wrap loop on the other side, and I want it going in the same direction because, again, we are using jump rings. So let's come in here. Find my little sweet spot. Do a little wrap loop. Let's come around this guy. Straighten him up. Then I like to leave mine on here. It's just easy for me to leave it on here, and it also keeps that round. I'm going to make those little 3 wraps, again being easy with this wire because we're going to use the rest of it. There we go. Now, when this comes around, and typically I start it to where it's going to be around on the other side. Doesn't matter. We'll get it either way. Okay. I'm straightening this out. We're not going to use all this, but I'm straightening it out just to make it easier for me. Because what I do is when I'm coming around to this point, I'm taking the continuation of this instead of going back around here, and I'm going around my bead. So I'm coming down and around my bead, and then I'm going to hook it around that loop that's already on the other side. Okay, I'm just looking for one little wrap there. Just squeeze it a little bit. So now we have that going down across one side. I'll go ahead and trim off the end of this one. Cinch him down so that there's no pokies happening. Now on the other side here, we're at the end of that third wrap, right? See a little bulge, see it bulge just ever so slightly. This is where you can fix it. Not a biggie. Not that it would be noticed anyways, but hey, let's get her done. Now on this one, you see that continuation is coming around this way. When I come around this way, I want to be on the other side. So on the opposite side, I'm going to bring that around my bead and wrap it on the other side one time. Okay, so now I have a little wrap on both sides. And trim that off. And I'm going to cinch that down. I'm going to check my other side to see if it needs to be cinched more. They could use a little more. Okay, I'm going to make sure that these are even. So I'm going to put both sides on here. Just make sure that they're even with each other. Okay, and my loops are about the same size. Now what I'm going to do, you do not have to do this, okay? What I'm going to do is I like the look of this whenever it has a little kink in it. Okay, so I'm going to come in here with my little needle nose. I'm just going to grab a hold of that and give it a little kink. Just a little kink. It helps tighten it up a little bit. And this one I'm going to give a little kink. Okay, and so you see these are more so here instead of right on the other side. It's fine. It is just fine. You could even come in here if you wanted to and take one of them and pull it. Okay, and it'll kind of wrap itself up a little bit more on one side and down a little bit more on the other. You see? Now it's on both sides. Either way, you do you. Let me make a couple more of these. Down about halfway. A few little wraps. Okay. Got him a little gnarled at the bottom. That'll be all right. That's one reason why I always want more. And that's why I was so confused on that first one. And I was like, why is there not enough? Pop one of these on. We'll do that wrap loop on the other side, go in the same direction. Same direction. Hold on him. Go around 3 times. Grab hold of him. Okay. Now typically when I do them, this is what they end up like. One's on one side, one's on the other. Right? It makes it easier to get those wraps on one on each side. So I'll come in here. I'll just bring this down over my bead and I'll wrap it around one time. And trim him off. Get him a little better here. There we go. Trim that off. Cinch that down. We'll finish cinching it after we're done with the other one. We're just checking it and make sure it's cinched. Okay, so this one's going on this side. Now here, this wrap's going this way. So what I'm going to do, see where he is. I want him on this side here. So I'm going to go around one more time. Just to make sure I'm getting what I'm looking for. We're going to wrap around on this side. And this is why I say give yourself extra room, cut it to 4.5 if you want, or be real careful with your end. You know, it's awful funny. When I'm making these all on my own, it just all happens so beautifully and easily. And then I get underneath this camera and it all turns funky on me, even my little wrap. Here we go. Okay. So now they're no longer going the same direction. So I'm going to fix that. That's all it takes. Okay, we're going the same direction. We have wrap on each side. And then I like to do this. I'm going to come in with it. I'm going to give a little kink. And that little kink is so useful for times when, say, your wrap's a little loose on your bead. It also tightens it, right? Little kink, just a little kink, but I love the look of it. There's our second link. Maybe the third will be easy like they normally are. We'll see. We'll see. You know how it goes. All right. So let's do one more here. And we'll get them put together and then we'll move on to the other strand. Okay, so I'm about halfway down. Three on there. Let's look at it. Looks all right to me. Opening this up just a little bit. And we'll pop on our goods. That one, he's nice and dark. Those little cracks in there are super cool. Okay. Wrap loop going in the same direction. Those three wraps. Now, they're on the same side. It's okay. We'll deal. We'll come all the way around that bead. Okay, so I'm going about halfway. I like to use my hands. Wrapping it around one time. Okay. Let's trim off our little excess here. Cinch them down nicely. Okay, so now we're going to be doing the other side. So now our other side, it's actually stopped at a good spot. And so let's put in here. Let's just wrap that around our bead on the other side. Swap it. Wrap around one time. Trim him off. Trim him a little more. A little bit of that kink from the wrapping is in it. Trim him here. Cinch them all the way down in there. Okay. For 2 pliers. Make sure that we're going in the same direction. I'm going to come in here on my little wire and give it, I like these better because they're flat. Give it a little kink. To the other side, give it a little kink. And there we have it. Good on this side. I'll check this out again. Also, he's a little bit. There we go. Make sure we don't have any pokiness happening. That one could be cinched a little more. Okay, so there's our 3 little links to connect to those. So I'm going to leave these out, put those up, and we'll need those. And then let's get into our jump rings. So I'm going to grab jump ring. I'm going to put one of these this way, the other one on top of it, that way. I'm going to pop one of these guys on. Make sure we're closing all the way, make sure it's nice and clean without, you know, harming anything. Always check it. Give it a little work harden. I think you can move just a little bit more. There he goes. Nice. There's one side. Let's pop another one on the other side. Come back through these guys. Pop one of these on. Make sure he's closed all the way. That's what our links are going to look like. And is that not beautiful? I love them. And if it flips, there's the other side. Let's get another one going here. I'm going to come through this guy. It's a little off center. There we go. Down on the other side of him. Grab another jump ring. Oh, and if I didn't say, these are 4mm jump rings. This one's a little twisted. I'll let him hang out on the side for a moment. I really like with these type of jump rings, I like the gauge. So it's got toughness factor to it, but it's not too thick. It's not, you know, offset by default, because some of them are just offset by default. I just really like them. Okay, so here's the start of our little link section. And then I have more here. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Pop these out of the way for just a moment. For this layer, I'm wanting it to start and end with one of these. Okay, so we have that. And on this side, I'm going to need one more over here, but I think I want 1, 2, 3 in a center. 1, 2, I need a third one up here, and then we'll have the center. So actually I will be utilizing all of these. Okay, so let me pop this one on here. I'll put it up here at the top. And I'm thinking that's the length I'm looking for. I could be wrong. We may end up taking one off. May not. I don't know. We'll see. So this one. We're ending with a link. Oops. That's good. Then we'll pop a jump ring on the other side. Very good. So now we're about even on both sides. We just need the link in the center. Now what I'm thinking about for the link in the center is I'm going to make it here, but then I may want to accentuate it. And if I do, it's what this is going to be used for. So let's see. Let's just see. So first let me get another one of these. Let's pop that through. That really good on there. Make sure you have 2 sides crimped. Turn them off. We'll do one more. Because even though it looks really good like that with that link, you know, we all want to accentuate a little bit. Okay. So setting this down, let's go ahead and start that process there. Get that link on there and see what we're wanting to do. That way you see it without anything on it. Maybe we'll see it with something on it. And on the other side, we'll link to this one. Beautiful. So here is what we're looking at so far. Isn't that beautiful? Looky here. So like I said, I went on Litha Studios and I ordered all the metal tones in these links because I think they're just beautiful. I love them. But here's what I'm thinking. So if we look at one of these links, you see we have these additional holes. Options. Those, my friends, are options. And so let's see here. What I'm thinking possibly, and I haven't tested this, I haven't made this to see if I like it or not, but I'm just thinking I wanted something. I was like, I know I'm gonna probably want something. Okay, so with this, I don't want a ball or an extra dangle or anything coming out from the bottom. So what I'm thinking is if I come in here with my round nose pliers, okay, I'm gonna go about to the middle. Okay, I'm gonna keep my sweet spot there. Nice little sweet spot. I'm gonna start to come up and we'll see that, yeah, I'm pretty close to middle. Okay, so I'm gonna crisscross these. Okay, and bring them back around. That way we have this loop down here. See that double line loop? See the way it looks here? What I'm going to do with that loop is I'm wanting to make a kind of resting spot for that guy. So I'm going to come here with the ones that, I'm coming off with. So I have a full loop plus these. Okay, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go through that hole. And with the other one, I'm going to come up and I'm going to go through that hole. And one thing that's important when you're coming up and through a hole with wire like that is, for me, I want to feed it in from the side that it's coming from. So that way it doesn't want to kink up. So I see here, I'm going to come in, I'm going to feed that through. That way I don't kink up on my wire. You can get to a certain point and then you can pull it from the other side, but I really like to just push it primarily most of the way through. And do that with the other one. Push him down and in. Where they're about the same. See, oh, we look like we have a little heart. Okay, so then from this side, I'm going to pull them up. So what that gives me is this little nesting spot down here with wires coming out the middle. So this is essentially kind of my head pin. Okay, just these little loopies down here. Sometimes you can even pull these loops out and they can be part of the decoration. So I could come here, I could pull these out, and they could be part of the little accent, if you will. I just want to make sure that my round loop is proper, right? To where when I put this on, it's going to set right down and snuggle right down in there. Now, I think for this piece, I don't want it to look just like these links. I think I want it to look similar to what I'm going to be doing on the necklace itself with the bead caps. And so, let's see. I think I'm going to do primarily copper. So in that case, I'm going to bring in one of my 4mm in KC Gold, my little bumpy 6mm in the copper. I'm going to stack those. Down on both of those, go all the way down. And then do my copper. This is what we're going to be looking at down here at the base. You see how it just has that little something something down there? Through my little shimmy here. I'm going to do that same bead cap action on the top. So we'll do that 6mm copper, 4mm gold. This little guy hanging out down here. Now, let's see what I want to do with this little base. Do I want to flatten it or do I want to leave it out? I think I'm going to flatten it out and let it be a little bumpy because that's cute. It's cool. See its little foot down there? Yeah, I like it. Okay, so coming out from here, what do I want to do? Do I want to bring it up straight and connect it through the center? Let's do this. I'm going to separate these. And then I'm going to want to accentuate them. So let's come in with, let's use one of my little crimps just as a base on both of those. I'll just do the first one starting out. So I have a little 1.5 millimeter crimp tube down there just as the base. And let's maybe bring in one of these, one of these. So this one on, probably won't be that much bent. Let's do a little crimp in the middle. Let's pop on one of our little bicones. And of course I'd want to crimp in the tip of that. So what if I had two of those and they connected like in this little, on those two little side holes? That might be cute. There should be plenty of room for another one to be on the other side. Yeah, I think that's cute. I think I'll go with that. So it would be about from here. Yeah. That'll be cute. All right, so let's bring in round nose. And I don't think I'm going to finish this out. I'm going to get it started just that the beads don't fall off, and I'll do the other side. But I want this to be probably, oh, I could even link to these. Would I want to connect this directly, or would I want a little jump ring? I think for the flow I might want a jump ring. If that's the case, I'm going to want the loops going this way. Which you can always alter them. Okay, that part's not a problem. Let's see what we're going to do here. Very small wrap loop. Okay. Now before I wrap him all the way around, I'm going to do the other side to make sure that they're even. Okay, so I'm going to leave this as is. I have not wrapped him. Let's come over here on the other side. Let's do that same little series. So let's do a little crimp. Let's bring in one of our beautiful little clear beads. Little crystal. Crimp. And a bicone. And a crimp. Gotta have that in crimp. Yeah, and they may end up being a little more up. I don't know yet, but that's cute. Not too overstated, not too overdone. And it would be about like this. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we're going to do that wrap loop. Also go in that same direction as this one. Let's see if they're about the same size. Just about. That one's a little bit bigger. So now they're about the same. I'll just fix him. Okay. So go ahead and do a little wrap. Go the right direction. Just a couple will do here. Pretty little wrap. You'll be all right. finish up this one over here. Go on down there, bud. This is the one that looks more like a P than an O. So that'll help. On there. Let's come in here, and then we can fix that a little bit once we're done too. 1, 2. Okay, so now let's cinch that down. Then we'll look at our little loop. There we go. Now, if my loop is not as pretty as I want it to be, fix it with my round nose pliers. That's the size I want them to be, is round shape. There we go, a little bit better. So now we have this little accent. Okay, I want these to be even the way they're spread out, but that's going to be determined on where they're going here. So, do we want to connect them out there? No, I'm thinking more so in here. So I'm going to bring them into each other just a little bit. Okay, to where now they can make that connection with that jump ring right there where I want them to be. So let's bring in that jump ring. Bring it through both of these here. Connect this guy. I think one of those is poking out more than the others do. Oh, he does have a long tail. Hold on. Can I get that in there? I left that tail quite long. We're about to fix it. There, now they set flush. Out of way. I'm glad I saw that. The other ones look to be pretty okay. Alright, so we're going to pop this through here. I'm going to put on one side. Get that closed up. Can't see, they're all jumbled in together for me. Oh, there we go. I can see it now. Okay, that's good. So let's do it same on the other side. And using that same copper, the tone just kind of blends in together. So I think it'll look good. Okay. Bring this guy up on this side and hook him on. And then we have this. Here we go. There's our second layer. I just think that's beautiful. Okay, so let's set this aside. Let's work on our primary layer. So this guy's hanging out over here. And we're going to need our longest of these. Now, I'll tell you, today in the state of Missouri, we once again have a heat advisory. I don't know if you can tell I'm kind of sweaty. I turn off my air conditioner and I turn off my fan whenever I'm recording. I'm gonna have to turn that fan on, y'all. I don't have a choice, I gotta turn it on. And I so hope it's not loud and bothersome, but I'm slipping and stuff because I'm sweaty. So we're gonna fix that. All right, so on this, I actually think I'm gonna do this link situation now. It's not what I was originally thinking. I am. So let's, oh, I have my tester. I have my tester. We'll use the tester. Looky here. We'll use this guy. Not planned. We'll use this guy here. I'll fix these, you know, because we're actually going to use it. We'll use this with our focal. I'll show you what I was originally thinking though. So we'll have one of these guys. I was originally going with this. I got these at Hobby Lobby. And I was going to have this be at the top of our focal. It's going to include this and this. But now I want that to travel throughout. So I think I'm going to use that guy. And not that guy, but he's so cute. We'll be seeing him, surely. Okay, so right in the center, if that's the case, I'm going to have this guy. I just want to check his jump ring. Okay, that's good, that's good. And so what I'll do, no, it's this jump ring that doesn't look right. Hooray for testers. Turned into, going to be the one that stars the show here. How would I want to connect that? So what I'm wanting is with this, let's talk about it. I have our chain up here. I have a couple of those links. Actually, I should have one of 3. Yep, I have 3. I have 3 of those links cut out. One of the reasons why I really like cable chain is the majority of the time, these are not fused. They're not soldered. Okay, so we can open them and we can utilize them. For some, that's not what they're looking for. They don't want that. For me, I love that because it gives me options. Okay, so I'm going to connect this to the top here. And you see on this link how the bottom section is a little bigger. This little guy will sit right in there. Yep, I like it. I like it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that connected, and then we'll talk about how we're going to connect it here to that focal part. So we find the opening part. Yeah, that's the opening. I don't want those flares. I want these. Okay, so I'm going to open that up and be gentle with it. Okay, and the side I'm going to go ahead and connect directly to our little pendant. Beautiful. Now this other side, it is going to connect here. Now connected beautifully. So when it hangs, it's like this. And I think that's beautiful. So how do we want to connect this to this guy? Oh, it will definitely be beautiful. Okay, so keeping in mind that this jump ring is going this way, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to need 3 of those. So to get it to the center, I'm just moving that out of the way. Yeah, I'll be connecting to these bottom 2 with a jump ring and then connecting that jump ring together to connect here, because it'll be going the right way as well. So let's do this. Let's come in here, connect through that bottom loop. Okay. Close her up good. Go through that one on the other side. And if it doesn't work out or doesn't look good, we'll go right back to what I was thinking. But we gotta try. If it hits the brain, if it hits the thought, at least try it. But then you could be stuck in the same situation as me with this one, that I've designed this multiple times and it's changed each time because I've changed things up. So, look at it both ways. So what's going to happen then is with these two coming down, the one connecting them is going to be this way, so that our connection here can go straight through the way it wants to go. So I'm going to let these dangle a little bit, and I'm going to bring this one through both of them. And then I'm going to come in here with our focal, and I'm going to connect it through that link. And then we get to see it, and then we'll know. Oops. Hold on, buddy. Let's fix that. Just a little offset there. There we go. So, moment of truth. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Look at that. That's cute. That's cute. And it gives us that mixed metal vibe. Yeah, I'm liking that. Okay, so then in that case, let's think of when we connect this, if there's going to be a gap, if we need to fill that gap, what's going to happen? So let me just go ahead and come through here and see what this looks like. So that kind of comes down on top of. Actually, I will probably want a bigger jump ring on the sides. See how that's coming down over? We don't want that. No. So let's get just one size bigger. We'll go with a 5mm instead of a 4mm on the jump ring that's here on these two sides. So let's do that. Okay. Okay, next size up is 5. And sure, we'll get out several of them, Oh, I was telling Gina, because she's struggling with opening her jump rings, obviously, because she has her very injured arm on the one side. I was telling her possibly, if it works for her, use one of these. Stick it on that hand here. Okay, you can have it right here, this way, whenever she's coming in to open and close her jump rings. Because here's something to keep in mind. Gina is right-handed. That's the hand that's injured. I couldn't imagine, you guys. I couldn't imagine. But she is our rock star, and she has been just doing all the things and stuff. No messing around. But this way, she can just use her left to open that, right? And she doesn't have to try to use this hand because it's very difficult right now. Anyways, that just reminded me of that. So, there's that. Let's swap these out. go ahead and open 2 of these. That way I have the other one ready for the other side. Already partially opened this with my little handy dandy jump ring opener and closer. Let's see if this fixes that issue. It should. Make sure that is nice and closed. So we'll come to the other side. Oh, it is definitely cooling me off. That fan is. Boy, oh boy. Felt like I was in a sauna. It is so hot. It has been so hot. I've been taking squirt water like 4 times a day. Oh, you guys. Oh. Okay. At the end of this video, I will put a couple videos with Squirt, okay? He is currently in soft release. He's still in soft release because he loves me and I love him. But he loves it outside. So I had purchased a enclosure that goes outside. It's actually meant to be for cats, but and all the specs, and I sent it to the rehabbers and they agreed that yes, it would be perfectly fine and safe for my little Squirt. And so he's outside. It's attached to the deck on the back porch, the back deck, and then at the back side of it, because under the deck has underdecking, so no water or anything gets under there, and there's concrete underneath of it. It's nice and dry and it stays really cool. And so since it's attached to the deck, we have a doghouse that Steve made that's fully insulated, nice size, everything. So we've taken that doghouse and butted it up against his enclosure and then cut a hole to where he can go in and out of that doghouse, and took his turf, his organic turf that we had in his inside enclosure, and put it inside of there to give familiarity, right? He loves it out there. He loves it. He loves it. And the enclosure is big enough. Obviously, I got it big enough so that I could go inside. That's actually where my no-no is right now. I need to stop going inside the enclosure and loving on him, but I cannot help myself. And he loves me too. This is not a one-way street. He loves me. I love him. You know, all the stuff and all the things. So anyways, I'll put a video of the first day he went out there. So you'll get to see the whole enclosure and him in there. And I just love my little guy. He's doing so good. He's doing so good. And he comes out. So we've been doing it more and more to where he doesn't want to come out. Like, I can leave that enclosure door wide open and he will not come out of it. If I'm outside of it and coaxing him, then he'll come out just to jump up on me, you know. And so we go around the yard and he walks around. He doesn't like the tree. I've taken him over to the tree several times, but he will not climb up it, and I don't understand why. But you know, he does this whole like foraging thing. He's found so many nuts from other squirrels. It's amazing. Anyways, I love my baby. So I don't know what started that, but there you go. I will put that video at the end here. So let's make this connection and see how big our spacing is and what we want to do from there. So let's come through here. Oh yeah, that's better. So you see now it's sitting just above. Oh, you know what might work? Well, this day is going to end up kind of being a design with me. How about that? So another thing that Erin from Litha Studios had sent me, let me get it, hold on. She had sent me a bunch of these little twisted like metal bugle bead tubes. And I went ahead and grabbed one of the copper to show you, but I think up here I would want the gold. But look at those. Aren't those cute? She has a bunch of them. So let's see what that length would be. The length of one of them. I don't think it's long enough for 2. Let's see. Let's pop one on and see. Because that would be cool, right? Fits really good on medium wire. So I would need something on both sides of it, but it's not going to be a big enough gap to allow two of them. Two of them would be too long. But you see where I'm going with that? So when it's hanging, see, it's just above. What I could do, I don't know, can I cut these? I don't want to waste one, but I might try it because we don't know unless I do. You guys might know. Can you cut them? Oh, wait a minute. No, that'd be too far out. Would that be natural? See, I just need that much cut off. See that? Let's try it. We are not going to know unless we try. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll think of something else. But let's try. Let's play. I usually don't play by harming beads, but you know. Oof, I'm not going to use these. No. Let's get my bigger ones. Okay, so these are Xuron as well, but they're the bigger ones. So let's come in. It's about like there. Oh, oh, it cuts. Oh, wait. Oh, it cinched that close. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see if it'll open back up. Well, since you see how it kind of flattened it, I'd want to open that flattening anyways. So I'm squeezing from this direction to see if it takes the flattening out. That kind of does. Oh, but it looks like it's still closed. No, it's not. It's open. Okay, hold on. Let me work this out a little bit. Hey, this isn't too bad. Let's look at it. Well, it looks a little gnarled, but not bad. I might file it just a little bit. Or Neek sent me a buffer. I could buff it. Let me see. Dominique sent me one of these little buffers. Because I also would not want it to be pokey. It's not pokey. That don't look too shabby, actually. Let's try. Let's try. You know, I like to always think glass half full, but on that one I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. But let's see if it'll fit in there. You go from the other side. I think I need to open it a little more because it's not wanting to go through there. Oh, it will go through, but it's pretty tight. I don't want to mar my wire. Just going to squeeze a little bit more, see if I can open it up just a little bit more. And I'm sure I have a drill bit actually that can go down through there just to make sure it's open so that I'm not harming my wire. Let me see. Oh yeah, I have itty bitty ones. Trying to find the littlest. I'll put it on the drill thing, but just see. That's a little too small. So where would be the next one up? Let's see. Thinking that guy. Put those side by side. Oh, they might be the same size. Let's see. Nope, it's just barely going in. Okay, that's the one I want. That one. All right, so let's get my little hand drill out. And this little hand drill, I'll show you, I got from Michael's, and it was over by like the polymer clay section. So I couldn't find my hand drill. And there is only ever one reason why I can't find a tool, because Steve was using it. So got it back. Okay, why do I have two out? Which one was the right one? That one. Okay, so this is a nifty little tool. I had gotten this that I could drill holes in my shells, my seashells. So I'm just turning it to get it closed. Once it gets close, then I'll make sure that this is centered. There we go. Tighten it good. Now, it's this side. Give a little. Oh yeah, that looks a lot more open. Let's test it now. Still a little tough. Oh, I didn't get that tight enough. There we go. That should be good. So let's see. I may still have to go in through the other side. Oh, but no, that goes through way easier. Okay, so I'm going to go through the other side, but then let's see. I don't want to force it, but yeah, it'll pull right through there. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's not damaging at all. Okay, deal, 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 deal. Good stuff. Yay, we did it. We figured it out. Okay. Drill to the side, put that to the side. We won't need that one. Now, moment of truth. Let's see if I got the length proper. If I didn't, I'm going to cry. Nope, that is beautiful. Looky there. Look. Yay! I don't try to take the long way around things, but if a design hits and if a thought hits, I roll with it. And you all got to come along for the ride this time. Okay, I'm going to make sure that we're center. Okay. So now we have our little connection. That's cute, that's cute, that's cute. Okay, so let's talk about beads, shall we? Let me move some stuff over here out of the way. Let me see what I'm doing here. So the necklace, the beads, let's do this. So what I was thinking is, coming from the focal, I wanted to have it just a small little amount and then we would go throughout, right? And so what I'm thinking for that is, I thought it would look cute if I used a couple of these. So if I start off this side with a little 3mm, I get this from Litha Studios. So you see how cute that is? It goes perfectly on one of these bicones. Okay, so it's going to nudge up against that. And it's going to go into that little bicone. And see, the bicone is going to keep this jump ring from wanting to go further than that. Okay, so that's going to be just right. Right there. But I don't think I want to put that on both sides. I don't think so. I want that to be kinked up. Let's Let's go ahead and put one of these on the other side just so that we can have that stopping point. One of those on, and one of our little bicones. Oh, that sizing is just so good. That is so pretty. Okay, so let's bring in some of these crimp tubes because I'm going to use a lot of these. I want these as kind of the little center pops and everything pretty much throughout this whole, at least this strand. Okay, so I'm going to pop on one of my little crimps for a spacer. And then let's put on one of our clear beads. And a little crimp. And I'll come back in with one of those bicones. And I do think on the end of that bicone, I want it to be matchy-matchy. Yeah, that's cute. See how that just fits on that bicone? Okay, I'm going to do that little section over here, and then I'll bead bug it off. So another one of these, and one of these. So do a little crimp. We'll do our clear bead, a crimp, bicone, and a bead cap for it. These bicones are just luxurious. They are amazing. Okay, so as it's laying, see, he might want to go over there just a little bit. Oh, because I had that. There was a gap. Okay, so when this is all cinched up, this is how we're going to be laying. Definitely doable. I like it. So let me bead bug this side. Let's work up the one side. Okay, like I do. Now this could flip. And it would work okay, but I just like the look of the thicker part being at the bottom. So from here, I'm wanting to come right in with one of our barrels. So I'm going to do this barrel, followed by this, and then followed by this, with a little series in between them. But on these barrels, I do want to double bead cap them. I want to. And so on this one, I think I'm going to do primarily copper. On this one, primarily gold. So for this, we're going to do 2 of those copper, and we're going to stack those caps with the gold. So I'm going to pop on first one of the little gold, followed by our copper and our barrel. Then I'll do the same thing on the end. And that little mix, that little stacking, looks cool. Not overstated, not overdone, just that little pop, you know? That's the good stuff. So in between this series, I think I'm going to do 2 of these with one of our lantern beads in the middle and crimp tubes. So let's come in here with one of the clear, and we'll do a crimp tube, 1 crimp tube, and then one of our lanterns, a crimp tube, and a clear. I love the way that lantern sets there in the middle of them. I love that. That's all it's going to be. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to come in with this guy. And he's going to be primarily gold. So I'm going to do the bumpy gold, and then I'm going to do these little 4mm filigrees. So these are so cute. I get them from Litha Studios. She has those also in like all metal tones. She's awesome. It's awesome. Gotta check them out. So with these, and do tell her that I sent you, because, you know, not just for her to send me free stuff, even though that's really cool, but just so she knows where her new clients are coming from. I would want that. You know, I'd want to know, where did you come from? Who told you about me? So on the other side, we'll do that gold, and we'll do that copper. Love it. I'm going to do the same little sequence and then another one of these. So let's do clear, crimp, lantern, crimp, clear. Okay, we'll come in here with a couple of these and a couple of those. And there's that first part of the series for this layer 1 of the necklace. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. So what I'm wanting to do after that is I want this kind of center area, this kind of maybe a little bit thinner, a little bit of pop. And so what I'm wanting to do from here is I'm going to graduate these. So I have one of these. That's the 4mm that came with the bag. Two of these 3mm that I got from Hobby Lobby. And then crimps. So from here, I'm going to come in with a crimp. And I wish I could find crimp tubes that weren't outrageously expensive, that were this size, that were the Casey Gold, but I can't. One of these, a bigger one, and I'm going to go right back down that graduation. I think it gives a real clean, like almost sophisticated look, you know. So the way we come up with that, I think that's beautiful. And then to pull in from what our next layer is going to be here, I'm going to come in with 3 of these guys. Okay, and with these guys, I'm going to kind of combine what's here in the focal and what's here in these links. So the way I'm going to do that is, I think I want, do I want primarily gold or copper? Well, primarily copper is going to be on this side and most likely on the other side. So let's go primarily gold. So let's go gold and our filigree. So I'm going to do that copper filigree with that gold. I'm going to pop one of these guys on. I'm going to have 3 of them, and in between them, all I want is these little 3mm. And the 3 that I grabbed was 2 of the darker and 1 of the lighter, so I'm making the lighter be in the middle. It wasn't necessarily a design choice, but since it's happened, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and then I'm going to do that same little bead cap action. That's so cool. Love it. Now I'm going to come back in with the same little graduation on the other side. So I'm going to do a little crimp, 1 little crimp. I need 1 of these and 2 of these. And then a crimp. And that's so pretty. And then on the other side, I'm going to do part of the series, but not all of it, because I don't have enough beads to do all of that. But I do want it to kind of flow the eye up, and so I'm going to start back out with this, right? So on here, I'm going to need 2 of these guys, and 2 of these guys, and barrel. Someone had messaged me, she's just darling, and she watches the channel religiously. She has my channel on while she's beading. She just has it as the background, and I love that. It really helps me out, actually. It really, really helps me out because then I'm getting more view hours, and that's what helps our channel is view hours and views and subscribers, all that. But view hours are very, very important. Um, but she said, you know, how do you decide? She said, so often I'm I'm stuck with what I'm wanting to do because there's so many choices, and sometimes it can take me a couple days just to get a design done. Same here. It happens, especially whenever we have great beads and great options. And so often it happens with me, especially when I'm working with a project, you know, with one of my boxes, and I want to stick with that box and be as close as possible with it. But at the same time, I have so many cool beads that would go so well with it, and my design eye knows this. And so it sends me off into this tizzy. You know, this one I've been working on, I originally designed this a couple weeks ago, but things have been so busy, I haven't gotten it out. And I'm glad because in the meantime, these came in and I was like, oh, anywho, we all have that. We all go through that. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're designing. There's no time frame or time limit on a design. Sure, just like me, I've been commissioned for items, and that was one of the reasons why I've been delayed in tutorials because I was commissioned for really cool items that were expensive, so I needed to get them done. But just roll with it, my friends. That's all you can do is roll with it, right? Okay, so I'm going to do the same little sequence here. So I'm going to come in here with a couple clear beads and a lantern. And I'm going to put a little crimp tube in the middle. Just so cute. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end with one of these. Okay, because I had enough of these. I was short by one with these. So actually I was short by two. Was I short by two? Yeah, because currently I have one left of each of those, and that was my plan. So that's where we are. So I'm going to go ahead and do one of these, and that's going to be primarily that gold. Two of those, or four. We'll do the other side anyways. And then a couple of these 4mm. Love that. I'm going to just do one more of these series here. I had a thought. Hold on, I'll talk to you about it in a sec. Because I wonder, see, I'm doing the same series throughout, but the series that we start with down here on the focal is different. I'm wondering if I should end this the way it began. Even though it's not fully ending the way it began anyways, because we're not starting or we're not ending with the barrel. Well, that's something we'll have to decide. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bead cap this, or bead cap. I'm going to bead bug it. I'm going to create the same thing on the other side, okay? And then I will be right back and we'll decide how we're going to end that, and then we'll move on, okay? Okay, so here's what I've done. I went ahead just so we could see it. I did one the way that I discussed, like it is down here, and the other one the way it is when it's in the normal series. Okay, so first, let's take a peek at this beauty. Here we are down here. Here's how we're coming up through it. That's just fun. So fun. Beautiful. So here's the two tops. And I am leaning towards this one, just because it gives that difference from what's happening here, and it ties the bottom here, the focal, with the closure. Now, most likely, because of the length of this, and I'm going to have to measure it, but most likely because of the length of this, I'm going to end up with the connections here being already on like the side of my neck and not the collarbone. But we still need to see. I need to put this strand together with this one and all that good jazz. So I'm not going to close this up yet, but I am going to alter this because I think I want them both to be like that. I think it's cute. And then if we need to make this longer, we could by, you know, adding little series with our little spacer beads here. I don't know. I don't know. We're going to find out. So let's take these 3 off. And instead, let's do that series. Okay, and so we will need 2 of these little guys. And a couple little crumb tubes. Okay. So I'm going to come in with this 3mm. Get that on our bicone. And then I'll do a crimp, a clear, a crimp, our other bicone, and our bead cap. And I do think that is just adorable. Now let's take a quick peek. I'm going to do a little measurement here. We're going to see how long this is. And I'm going to measure it to the base here, not the focal. And then I'm going to hold it up against me and see where I'm looking, where I want it. Then I'm going to put this up against it, and then we'll go through all that and do the 3rd strand. So let's do the measurement. Looks like my ruler got down in here. There we go. All right, so we are at 6 to about the base of this. So 7.5. So we're looking at 15 inches. So this is 15 inches here, and then we're going to have chain around the back of the neck, remember. Let me hold it up against myself and see where it hits. Let's do that. As far as where I want that focal to lay, you know. Yeah, it's up above the collarbone, but that is okay. That is okay. That means that I don't have to have some elaborate, you know, connection for the 3 of them. I may just connect them together with jump ring. I don't know. We'll see. But let's see how this is looking with the length of our 2nd strand, because that's important. So let's move some of this out of the way. And then make sure it's still in view for you. Okay, so it would most likely be about like this when it lays. And then come in here with our 2nd layer, our 2nd strand. Ha 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 ha. Pretty good. So this would most likely be a little bit more out. Yeah, that is nice. I love that. I love that. So then the 3rd strand, I want it to be small, just a little something something up here, right? I'd like it to tie into our 1st longer strand though. So, oh, I like that. Oh, I did a good job. That is just pretty. That is just pretty. Okay, so I know on that 2nd strand, I want these 3 guys there. So we'll bring these down. I'm going to move these out of the way. I'm going to bring this over, and then we'll work on that 3rd strand. So then I'm going to actually kind of leave this out the way it would be so I can test it while we're going here. Make sure everything's cinched up so it's the proper length. Okay. Okay, so that's what we'd be looking at, okay? So that way when I'm testing this, I'll see kind of where we are. So this one will probably be maybe here or so, so we should have some leftover going on here. And I know that I wanted to tie these in together. So the center part of this third strand here is going to be a series that is this guy with these two on the side, bead capped in the same way, but I don't think I want spacing because it's going to be short. So let's get that rolling. So it's the primary is gold on this one. So we'll have the two gold, these two, and then the primary is copper here. So we'll have those two, those two, those two, and those two. Now, if I want something in between them, I don't know. I know I just don't want a series. So let's see where we're at. So I'm going to come in here, bead cap, pop him on, bead cap his other end. I do think I want something in between them though. I don't think I had thought that through. So this is going to end in copper. The other two are going to end in gold. Let's try this and see. Let's do the little ones and see what we think of that. I think the big ones would be too big because I'm wanting to stay, I want this to be a focal and the rest to be pretty thin. So let's see where we're at. Let's put that in the middle. Oh, I like that little pop. Okay, so then let's bring in our other barrels. I do like that. I do like that. We'll see. Yeah, let's pop that on and let's do this little barrel guy. I don't know what I did at the end of that. He's awful funky looking. You know what that leads me to think? Because I like that. Here, looky. I think on each side of this, I kind of want this little graduation series. Right, because that'll tie that graduation series from just being the sides to also being the center. Again, flowing the eye all the way around the piece. Let's do that. Let's bring in 2 of these, 4 of these, and some crimps. I love that look. I think it's just so elegant and like clean. Let's look at that as the center here. Nice. I may even want that to be a little bit longer because this will actually come out further. It'll be more out like this and this. Right. Pretty, pretty. Okay, okay, deal. I'm doing that. I'm going with that. Yes, I am. So, let's see. From this point, do I want to start with crystals? Actually, I think I'm going to do something different. Yes, I am, because I got 2 of these out. I was thinking about those for the earrings, but yeah, let's do this. So let's go with, let's maybe pull in some more copper. that looks silly back to back. I don't think so. Let's try copper. That's cute. Let's do silver in the center, or gold in the center. Where did silver come from? Boy, oh boy. And then let's use our little baby bead caps on this. That's cool. And that gold. And then lantern. Oh, I didn't talk about my bracelets. So I'll have this linked below. Okay, this is a bracelet that I had made not too long ago. Fun little thing. It's so flowy, I like it a lot. This I did not make. My dear, dear friend Angela Ia made this for me, and I'm in love with it. I just love that look. I'm not cool enough to make something like that, but maybe one day I will be. And they look so good together. Yeah. Anyways, that'll be linked below. Love it. I love the richness of that. And I used rainbow. See the rainbow in there? Anywho. Okay, so let's end that out. Come on. Okay, I'm liking that. Let's do the same thing over here. So let's bring in 2 of these. A few of those bead caps. Then we need 2 of these. So we'll come in and we'll do that copper pop. We will bead cap our little center bead. Little spacer. And I'm even almost thinking that maybe we should have another series of these to where it came down deeper. But I don't want it to be too busy. You know, I want it to have each of the strands to have their moment to, you know, be able to see. Oh, my phone says it's about to die. One sec. Okay, so, I mean, at least that time for charging wasn't all for nothing. I figured out an earring design. I almost just made both of the earrings and I was like, no, stop. Finish them out. So, because I know this is going to be a long video. So, here's where we are. That's where the length is looking right now. And let's see, I guess I could have figured out the rest of this instead of doing the earrings, but whatever. So I think this is beautiful. I think it's beautiful. I don't want it too long, but I also don't want a big massive gap. So possibly what I could do from here is, let's see, why don't I do a clear bead here, just right in the middle. Okay. And then I'll just do this other series that is from here going up the other way, right? So that'll be our middleman without giving too much length. So do I have enough of these? I need 1, 2, yeah, I'll need more, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and pop this one on. And I'll do this same little series right here. So we'll come in here with one of these. Yeah, that'll be cute, I think. Let's do a little crimp. Let's bead cap. And let's get another couple barrels. Yeah, I got the lighter ones. Okay, actually that one's real light. Whichever one matches the charm. There we go. We'll go with those 2. Okay. So, well, they almost match. Let's try one more and see where we're at. these two guys match the best. Okay, we'll go with that. Okay, so we'll bead cap. Do another little crimp. And then that guy, and then that guy. That looks cute there. Okay, so we did that. I need more of those spacers. Okay. Oh, and hey, here is the thing for those spacers. I kept these from each of them. This is what it is. 0.3 by 2 millimeter beads. 150 of them. And I don't remember what the price was on the site. I just bought them, but it was a good price. It wasn't expensive, so that's good. Okay, and so then we'll go in with one more of these, and we'll come into that lantern. Come on. We'll do the lantern, crimp, bead cap, this guy, and a crimp, and then let's grab one more lantern, one more. Okay. So then lantern. Oh no, I guess I only needed one from this guy. So then from here, I'll just do this other little series down here. So then we'll need a couple more beads. 2. I guess I didn't need that lantern after all. Okay, so from here, we'll go with the crimp. Come on. 3 millimeter, 4 millimeter, 3 millimeter crimp. I hope that's not too long because I really like that series now that I'm seeing it. Fingers crossed. So we'll do that crimp here. Do that 3, 4, 3. And then end that out with our crimp. Okay, let's see what we're looking like. Set this aside. I want a good look, so because this is the final, we're going to close it up if we like it. So this is coming out more. All cinched, so I know the length is proper. So that's what we're looking at there. And then, oh boy, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome. Okay. Whoa, there's a fly in here. Darn it. This is going to be great. Okay, let's cinch it up. Let's do that. So let's do this because I'm trying to save time. I'll come back and we'll do the last one together. Okay, so just one moment. Okay, let's see if we can finish this out now before my phone tells me it's going to die again. It didn't charge it as much as I thought I had, and it popped up again saying that, and I was like, ah! So we're good. We're at like 30% now. So I closed this out. Okay, close these out. This is what this looks like now. We're going to close this third one. So we're going to do this one together, and isn't that just so pretty? I really like that. Dainty but blingy. Good stuff. So let's bring in clamshell connectors and let's get this going. So bead bug this one side. And then I think I'm going to loop it through so that I don't have to glue it, especially for this one because it's just the tiny upper strand. So let's pop this on. Let's get our crimp tube on there. Let's bring this back up and through. I want to keep this up top to give me that room, that space on the other side. That'll be good. That'll be fine. Look at all that. So, get it nice and tight. And at this point, especially for this kind of strand, glue is absolutely unnecessary. I could still do it, but it's just not necessary. So, come in here, roll pliers, crimp that down real good. Take that off. Get him in there properly here. Let's close that up. Stay in there, little fella. Kind of pushing that in as I close it. You need to not be in a hurry, Amy. Don't be in a hurry. Okay, let's slide this one all the way down. Oh, that is going to be so pretty. Okay, so it's all the way, but then I'm going to coil it up to make sure we have a little movement. It's only going to be that little top part, but still. Do that same little process. This one we want to slide all the way down in that clamshell connector. Push that up. And so just the easy way to know that if you're wanting to slide this up, you're pulling from the bottom. If you want to slide it down, you're pulling from the top. So when I'm pulling from the top, I'm pulling this, right? So it's pulling down that little crimp area. So I'm going to pull this down until it's all the way down in that groove, all the way down in there. And then I'm going to keep my nail on the top of that crimp tube as I slide this up so that crimp tube won't move. Now it's all the way down in there, and we are cinched and secure. So I need my thinner ones. So I can get down in there, crimp it really good. Down there at the bottom. And we'll trim that off. Close her up. Let me try to get that a little bit closer. There we go. Okay. And then this will come like so. Let's close it up. So based on that length and where I want this to hit, this is not going to be at my collarbone. You can't see I'm pointing. It's going to be more towards the center of my neck, about this far up from my collarbone. Okay, so no one's going to see a big elaborate connection, and we don't want that bulky up on the side of our neck. So for that reason, I'm not doing an elaborate connection. I'm going to make a very simple connection, and ooh, I think I just sparked an idea. Let's see. I have some of these. What about, oh, I don't want to use the heart. No. And I don't think I want to use, let's use the rounds. So these are textured. I have some from Litha Studios that's on their way that are the twisted, kind of like the other ones that I have. But I like that. It'll be big enough, I think. Hopefully it'll fit through those. We'll have to check and see. Let's actually test that. And if not, I'll use big jump ring. I don't think it's going to take away from the design because it's not going to be seen. And if it is seen ever so little bit, it's going to be on the side of the neck. You don't want a big bulky connector there. So let's see where we are here. And you know what I could do is a small jump ring here connected onto this. That will give movement. That's what I'll do. That's exactly what I'll do. That'll give really good movement. Okay. And it'll be similar to this because it has its jump ring. So that works. Some really work to eliminate jump rings, and that's fine. I don't. Jump rings to me mean fluid movement, and I love fluid movement. I don't want to have to be messing with a piece that's kinking up on itself. That kind of drives me a little batty, and so I always think about that in my choices in design. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pop those on this strand. Get that knocked out. And then I have today a bead haul to record that I've needed. I mean, I've had these orders, you guys, for like 3 weeks. Just no time. So I need to record that bead haul because one of those big orders is from Beadbox Bargains, and it's all that 4th of July stuff. And I want to make something. That's where I was going. I want to make something that's 4th of July. I want to make some anklets for some of the gals that's going to be at a party with me. Have a family get together for the 4th at my brother's. He's right outside the city limits, so they can shoot whatever they want and have a big old bonfire and fun stuff. Okay, so those are there. Okay, so now we should be having 0 problems in using this. Okay, so let's put this in here. I want to make sure what I'm going to do with this one to make sure that everybody's where they want to be. That way it tells me the way this needs to go. Just like this. No kinking. So bring this in. Bring that in. Bring this in. And I think that'll be a great little connection. You know, I think that'll be cute. Let me go ahead and I'll throw on this one side because we're going to be cutting it. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I don't know what size I want yet. And that is our connection. Oh, I think that's great. Love that. Okay, so we know that needs to be like that. That needs to be like that. Oh, found you. Maybe. No? These sometimes are so hard. Oh, I think I found it now. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go here. 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 Oh, that is a very tough jump ring. which is good. I need some bigger ones. There we go. Okay, so let me hold this up to me and see where this is going to hit. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay. So this short one isn't necessarily a choker, but it's pretty short and I love it. I'm excited. And if I looked cute, which I don't, but if I look cute, I'd be putting it on right now so you could see it. But I'm not cute right now. Just being honest. All right, so how much chain are we gonna need? Not too much. I'll take it off about here. And because these open, I'm not wasting links. Done. Okay, so we need to get the halfway point of this. Oh, sorry. So for that halfway point, I'm going to grab me a piece of wire. I don't think 28 gauge is going to work for that. There we go. There's the little head pin. Through one side. Through the other. And we do have a center. So this guy's got to go. And the way I'm connecting it is by using these rings. Easy peasy. We're wanting to make sure that these are all in here the way you want them to be. And then pop that through. Beautiful. Oh, I cannot wait to wear this for the first time. Beautiful. Okay. This is amazing. I love this. And I already have designs for the other bag too. Hopefully I don't change them 5 times, but you never know. You never know. Let's get a little clamshell on there. I am going to jump ring it. Just because I'm afraid that this might be thick in this little part, and I don't want to worry about that. Don't want to have to worry there. That is one of those links, so we're not going to use that. And the cool thing about this is with the necklace being this cable chain, this big cable chain, if for whatever reason, you know, you wanted it to be a little shorter, something like that, you could easily adjust it, and you could easily utilize any of these other links and rings, right? And actually, I should, let me get a bigger jump ring. Okay, so here's that Casey gold. Love it. And let's go with this guy here. So that would be, I think, what, 6? Yeah. Maybe a 7mm. I think it's a 7. Either way, that connection should be easy peasy. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I don't always toot my own horn, but today, toot toot. It's good stuff. Love this. Here, let's look through it. So here, bring it out so you can kind of see it all in its glory. That is just beautiful. Love the length, love the layering and the way the layering flows. I think it is happiness. Let's make some earrings. So one's already made, okay? And the other one is just going to be a put together. So this is what the earring's going to be. I love these ear wires. This again, I didn't intend on this. That wasn't a plan, but this was another thing that Erin with Litha Studios sent me for free. She just sent it as a gift. Love those ear wires. But then we are coming down here, and then in the center we have, that's so easy and cute. Love it. Love it, love it. And it's dangly. I'll get props from Steve because they're semi-shoulder dusters. You know, I'll take what I can get. So let's open up this ear wire. I'm putting this right on. Okay. So I had that, same as these links. Connected that, and now, regardless of if this was closed or not, I would still want these on a jump ring together to then make that connection. And what I'm looking for is, I want, yes, see, I want this to go this way so that that jump ring can connect up front and have all of them spread out, right? So this guy wants to lose his little top part, so let's just fix that. Make sure he's closed all the way. And actually, I think I'm wrong. No, I want this going this way so that the jump ring's going that way. So hold on. Yeah. Want this to go that way. See how it did that here? See what happened there? Not a problem. Watch. Let me keep a hold of that, and I'm just going to spread it back out. Easy peasy. So let's connect this. I'll get this video edited and out to you. Finally, I got a video done. Man, it's been crazy. Close it all the way. Now we'll proceed. So I'm just going to put either of these on. This one goes in the middle. This one goes on the other side. And then for this connection, simple but elegant, a little spicy, if you will. Yeah, that is so cute. Nope, hold on, I need to verify the way they're sitting. He's off just a little bit. He needs to come that way a little bit. Just gonna hold on to that. Bring him in front. There they go. So cute. Spread these out if you need. That is just adorable. My friends, my friends. If no one has told you today yet that you are amazing, you are amazing. You are awesome. You are appreciated so much. I love that you're here with me. Thank you for being patient with me. I've been, behind on so many things for so many reasons. It's going to get better though, and I'm real excited about what's happening here in the future, and I love that you're here with me for it. I love that. Stay tuned. I have a bead haul coming up, my friends, and it's fun. Until we meet right back here, I hope your day's fantastic. Bye for now. That's a good boy. Maybe we can get this out now. Hi, baby. He's okay. He's all right. Come on. He's okay. It's just Daddy there. See Daddy there? It's just Daddy. He's hiding behind me. It's okay. See? There you go. There you go. Hi, Daddy. Hi. Thank you. It's a good boy. Yeah, this is your turf. Huh? Is this your turf? What you think? What you think out here?
This chicken tastes a lot better than that.
Mama can get in here with you? That fits really well. That is a good boy. Who is that? Who is that, baby? I want to see if he wants to go in there on his own. You're okay. You're okay, big boy. Hi. Hi. He's okay. Look, it's Mama. Hi. You're okay. You're okay. Hi. You're all right. You're okay. He's a big boy. Today is day 1 of Squirt's soft release. Squirt. Hi, baby. What are you finding? And that is his organic turf that's from inside. So it has his scent on it already. That big boy. He's happy. So it is a big enclosure, and then this is a fully covered, it's a doghouse that's fully covered. You see up here's the deck, so it's also attached and connected to the deck. Okay, and then here, let me zoom out a little bit. Here we go. So here we're looking up at the roof, so it's covered, and he has a couple different landing areas. There's Daddy. The pool's right there. There's the entrance. Hi, baby. Hi. He's happy. See how he's sprawled out? He's comfy. He's calm. That good boy. That good boy. There's his water. There's your water. Yeah. Does that smell like home? That's a good boy. Hi, baby. Hi, baby boy. So it's a big enclosure. The deck is over here. Lots of room. And he has a big house. And since it's always dry and always under the porch here that's nice and cool, all the wood is safe for him if you choose it. And I am a happy mama.
It's insulated.
Yes, it's insulated. Yes. Hi, sweet baby. You okay? That's my boy. Hi. Hi. Here he goes. Where are you gonna go? Checking everything out. Yeah. What you think? Be in here for a little bit, get used to all the sights and sounds and temperature, and then we'll introduce you to your tree. Hi. I am a happy mama. I have a happy little guy. So here's the enclosure from the outside. Here's the pool. Here's the back of the house. So it's attached to the deck. And then there's the doghouse that's fully insulated there that has his turf that's from the inside of his enclosure in the house. So it has all the familiar scents. And see how he's flicking his tail? He's happy. He is happy out here. This is soft release happiness. I could not have asked for a better result of him coming out here for the first time. And you see, he's not at the bars, like he's not at there trying to get at me. He's just exploring. He's doing him. Hi, sweet boy. Hi, sweet boy. Oh, you happy boy. What you think? What you think?
We're not going to do that.
Huh?
We're not going to do that.
Okay. Yeah, because he's on top of it.
He's already toast.
Yeah, he's already taking control of that being his thing. That's a great thing. Look, he's already got his food. He's finding some place to bury it. Are you okay there, Ross? What are you doing, Ross? What is he doing? Poor Ross. Oh, I see. I see. What is that? That's something new? I love you, sweet squirt. He's just fine.